Welcome to the You're Not Your Parents podcast with Dr. Rick. I am Dr. Rick. This is a show about my work in the parentamorphasis field, which is young homeowners turning into their parents. And I know there's a lot of you suffering out there, and I know I can't reach all of you, but at least I know I can reach those of you who know how to download a podcast. And my guests today, wow, great to have Tom and Julie, two of my first patients here in studio. And I'm hoping hearing them will help you out there. Tom, Julie, so good to see you. Tom, you okay?
This thing's giving me a little trouble here. Hi.
Hi, good to see you.
All right.
We settled in there? All right.
Hello, Dr. Rick.
Don't need to be so close to the microphone. I can hear you.
Been looking forward to this for a long time.
Me
Oh, my
too.
goodness.
I haven't seen you both in a bit. You look great. It's great to see you. What I want to do is give our listeners a chance to see how well you're doing, what kind of baseline we've established, and really the payoff to working with me, if that's okay.
We kept our shoes on. Is that okay, by the way?
Oh,
That's
yes.
fine.
Okay,
That's
shoes
fine.
are all right.
At our house, we do have a shoes off policy.
Smart.
So I didn't know if what you were working with, but
Just remember that nobody asked you that question.
you'd be shocked the amount of fecal matter that comes in on the average shoe.
So just maybe we can move on to a lighter subject
Okay.
for the listeners.
Oh, cramp.
Oh, gosh.
boy.
Okay,
Oh,
leg
boy.
cramp. No, I'm just going to walk it off.
All right.
I'm going to walk it
I
off.
want to take off the headset. I
Yeah,
can't walk
well,
very far. Not a fruit
yeah.
stand. It's a stretch it out.
Yeah.
Before we get going and dive in, I just want to welcome you to the podcast. Just for the listener at home, do you know what a podcast is, Julie?
No.
Okay. And Tom,
No, I do not.
do you have any idea, any guesses? We've got a microphone here.
I feel like I've heard podcasts mentioned. So I'm guessing there's talking and listening.
So this is a show we're recording now.
Okay.
We're going to upload it to the internet,
Oh,
and then listeners can download it so they can learn from your experience and get help with their parentamorphosis.
Oh, wow. Anytime?
Yeah,
Okay, well, that's interesting.
where do you get them?
online.
Oh. But you
Wherever-
can't get them at the store.
No,
Okay.
wherever you get your podcasts. So just to benefit the listeners at home, what parentamorphosis is and what we're working on is when a young homeowner buys that home and they lose themselves in the feeling of responsibility of buying a home. And a lot of parental characteristics come out at a way earlier age than necessary. So we have younger sufferers of parentamorphosis. It's not officially a condition yet,
Who's there?
but the bottom line is, I believe it's a real affliction, and I stand by every word I've written in my books and every word I've said at my presentations and every word I will say on this podcast.
Oh, boy.
Today's episode is about surviving winter, and I think our listeners want to know there are a lot of parent triggers around the winter months, and locally we got some snow last night, so maybe, Tom, why don't we start there? How'd you feel about the snow?
Well, I keep a small shovel in my trunk.
You can back up.
I keep a small shovel in the trunk of my car in case of emergencies, and I find that useful just to have in preparation.
Okay, how about you, Julie?
Well, I never leave the house if there's any sort of moisture, rain, fog, snow. I start purchasing canned goods, tissues, toilet paper the moment, because I love to plan ahead. I'll pre-salt if there's, if it looks like ice or snow is
Smart.
coming.
Yep.
Pre-salt.
Yes.
What do you get, a 25-pound bag?
A 25-pound bag,
Yeah.
but that's, and I have a subscription, so I get
Oh,
it.
that's smart.
Yeah, so it's just,
Because they sell a 50, but I'm not carrying
oh
that
my
around.
gosh, I can't lift
You need a
that.
dolly for that.
Did we need an ice salt subscription? Did you hear yourself there? That's going a little,
It's too much salt.
it's a little too much, don't you think?
All right.
I have a pepper subscription. That's just a little joke.
That's a dad joke.
That's right. But I did have a Mustard of the Month club gifted to me one year. And actually, you'd be surprised because at first I thought, a new mustard every month, they're going to run out of mustards. But there are a lot of mustards.
You're out of town.
Oh, yeah, you'd be surprised. Dijon, honey,
Honey mustard?
honey mustard, ground. Is that a mustard?
I think
Did you guys
so.
see the rabbit hole you just went down? Did you feel yourselves falling down it?
Yeah.
A lot of people care about mustard.
You'd be surprised. There are clubs.
Would I? Who's in those mustard clubs?
Mustard aficionados. Oh, dads. Now, okay.
See?
Clear as day now. Yep.
So what I did there, a lot of times I just have to remind my sufferers of a touchstone, and I can bring them back, right? You go down a rabbit hole or on a tangent, and that's a real gateway to parentamorphosis rearing its ugly head. And we just had a mustard rabbit hole.
Speaking of rabbit holes, you should see my backyard.
Oh, boy.
I have been dealing with not one, but 2 rabbits.
Oh,
And they're cute.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. They're cute. However, once they start digging, they do not stop.
Tom, what do we say about grabbing a fact and just starting a tangent? I was just talking about tangents,
No, we were talking about rabbits.
and then you went running.
Well, you're not dealing with what I'm dealing over at the homestead. But anyway.
wait.
Homestead?
Also, last night, got a fork stuck in my garbage disposal.
Oh, no.
You ever had that? Wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy.
Oh, my goodness.
A fork stuck in my garbage disposal. So I'm down there rooting around with it. I had to go to the fuse box. What?
Tom, folks at home, see what happened there, Tom? Went off on a tangent. Some reason took him down to the dishwasher disposal, and I had to bring him back. And that's really what parentamorphosis in my field is.
Garbage disposal. It's separate from the dishwasher.
Did you see how the mind can wander?
I don't have a garbage disposal.
And then see if they could get caught in a swirl here if I don't bring them back.
I recommend it, actually.
Why don't we focus on the next question?
Okay.
See, that's what I like to call a snapback. One of the things I'm most proud of is providing these guys and the listener as well with tools. And one of those tools to work with is this baby right here. Dr. Rick, we'll see you now.
Yep.
Wow.
Fantastic book.
Tom, did you have a favorite passage in the book?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
You want to
Hand it
read?
over. Okay, so page 72 here. Mobile phone. Unless you're waiting for an important call while jumping on a trampoline, there's no reason to clip your phone onto your belt. You have pockets for a reason. That one stuck with me because I am a clipper.
I remember at the football game, you were clipped.
I was clipped.
And you've grown. Today you walked in and it wasn't there.
You noticed that, didn't you?
Leaps and bounds you've grown.
Yeah, my clip broke, but yeah.
Oh, well, I thought you would. All right, well, how are we doing with tracking the New Year's resolutions?
Well, to be honest, I'm struggling because my New Year's resolution was to no longer speak to dogs that I pass when I'm on my walks. And it's a real struggle. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I really feel like when you don't make eye contact with a dog and say, hello, they take it personally.
They don't. They're okay.
Well,
They're just a dog on a walk.
agree to disagree.
All right. Tom, how are you doing with those resolutions?
Well, I did actually have a win this week. Yes. Drove past a construction site and didn't comment on how quickly it was going up or comment about any of the machinery within the site.
That's huge for
So
you.
thank you.
They have a front loader or a backhoe or
There was a backhoe and it was...
Tom.
Yes, okay.
Oh, gosh, I really thought you wanted to know.
I didn't.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Just wanted to see if I could catch him off guard.
Yeah.
And I did.
You should have seen this crane, brother. It was, talk about high. Think about a high crane and then add another 20 feet on top of that.
I think all cranes are high.
I tell you what, though, I know for a fact that they're bringing in the cement trucks in the coming days, and so I'm not going to miss that.
How do you know that for a fact?
I talked to the foreman. I asked him, what day do you plan on bringing in the cement trucks? And he said it should be in the next couple of days. And so there's some excitement happening in my neighborhood.
So let me get this straight. You don't work on the job site, but you talk to the foreman about equipment and when it was arriving.
That is correct.
Tom got pulled into a trap there, and it's hard to get out of. You have to remember, you don't work everywhere you go.
Yes.
We've
I
talked
wish
about
I
that.
did.
Same.
All right. I think right now is a good time to read a letter that I got from a listener.
Oh, this will be fun.
oh boy.
Mail call.
let's see.
Mail call.
Dr. Rick, my wife says she's worried I am turning into my father because I've been going to open houses in our neighborhood, even though we aren't looking to buy. She also says it's because I tell other people looking at the homes which walls are load-bearing in case they want to open up the space more. Is this parentamorphosis? For context, I'm 36. Any help would be appreciated. Also, sorry for the all caps. Not sure how to switch it off. So, do you see the problem there?
Yeah, because I haven't figured that out either.
I wasn't talking about the all caps, but more the questions in the letter. And for the listener at home, this is what I call a parentamorphosis onion because there's so many layers here. We've got someone going to open houses who doesn't need to buy a house. Unsolicited advice about load-bearing walls.
It sounds like what you might be after is an open floor plan. which are in right now.
They are
They're very in right now. Essentially, what you do is, if you can imagine this, your living room and your kitchen are in this basically the same room. They just open the whole thing wide open. So,
Tom, did you hear the question?
I'm sorry?
It's not about load-bearing walls.
Okay.
Unsolicited advice being given in a house you're not going to buy.
Oh, okay. Because there could be a gas line.
The listener's talking about unsolicited advice in a home they don't intend to buy. So we shouldn't do that.
I got to admit, I do the same thing.
Well, for the listener at home, what this proves is, the work never ends. All right, let's switch gears. Let's end on a segment I like to call Off Your Chest, where each of you lets out a wrongdoing or a parental behavior that you're working on. Tom?
Well, I actually had a mole removed off my chest recently.
Oh,
Not
boy.
what I'm talking about.
And I tell you what, this sucker was deep.
Tom, I wasn't speaking literally. Something that's on your mind.
Oh.
That you wanted to, something you're struggling with.
Well, I recently got into a kerfluffle with a neighbor. I noticed that he didn't do the best job shoveling his front walk. And so I did go over there with my shovel and finished it for him. And he came out and accused me of trespassing, to which I said, you did a half job on your walk here, pal. And then we got into it a little bit, and the police were called. But
You realize you were, in fact, trespassing.
turns out I was. However, that walk was looking good once I was done with it. So
And you were being helpful.
that's what exactly.
Sometimes you don't need to be helpful on someone else's property. Remember we talked about that? Maybe help yourself on your own property, but not on your neighbor's. Julie, what do you need to get off your chest?
Well, something I'm very proud of is yesterday I went to a lovely home goods store and I went through all of their signs and laughed, but I didn't buy any.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
That's great.
For the listener at home, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big. For Julie to walk away from a sign, that's such growth and such progress. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Good for you.
I really thought of you.
I just remembered what I wanted to tell you.
What's that?
I found a new product. It's a 3-in-1 body wash, shampoo, and conditioner that I've been
Holy moly.
using, and I cannot say enough good things about it. Why are we buying 3 different bottles when you could have it all in one?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Tom,
Yep.
I think we get it.
It saves me a lot of time, I'll tell you that much.
Okay. Yeah, Tom.
You know what I think is a crock of baloney?
Oh,
What's that?
boy.
Expiration dates.
Well, they have a purpose.
Let me put it to you this way. I got a jar of pickle relish in my refrigerator from Y2K, and it still tastes just fine.
Classic parentamorphosis. So for the listener at home, you can fall in a lot of traps, expiration dates, sharing medical advice in public. The journey never ends.
Oh, so sorry.
Is that my cellular? In which case, let me see. I think my cellular device is going off. Let's see here. I should have powered it down. I'm sorry about this. So let me see. Okay. General rule of thumb:
Yeah.
when not in use, kill the juice.
Oh.
That's why I always power down my cellular device. When not in use, kill the juice.
I unplug my microwave every night. I read it somewhere that even if you're not making food, your microwave's going yum, 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 and eating the electricity.
Oh, wow. Yep. I'll tell you something I do, Dr. Rick, every night, okay? The end of the evening, I make a lap around the house, and I'm turning off lights. I'm making sure the doors are locked. I'm checking the fire extinguishers, and it's just a routine I have every night. That's just something, yeah.
What are you checking on the extinguishers?
To make sure they're there.
Just there, yeah.
Well, with that, to my listeners at home, we're going to wrap it up.
Dr. Rick, real quick, I rented a power washer for this weekend, but I only need it for Saturday. So if either of you two need a power washer on Sunday, let me know. I'm doing the deck, but you know what? I might do the garage on Sunday, actually. So
Tom.
Okay.
scrap that offer.
Thanks, Tom and Julie. Time for us to wrap up here. I like to close out each episode of You Are Not Your Parents with a pep talk. And I'm talking directly out there to you, the listener. So let's pretend we're sitting in my office face to face, and just know, no matter how many pockets are on your cargo pants or birds are sewn into your sweater, there's hope for you. Look at each one of these episodes as a session with me, And if you keep showing up to your sessions, you will get better. You may slip, you may fall, you may even tell a neighbor that the HOA may not approve their new basketball hoop, but you will succeed. I'm here for you, each and every one of you. Right on your phone whenever you need me. And remember, you are not your parents. I am Dr. Rick. We'll see you next time.
We're coming
Not
back?
you two, not you two.
Oh.
It'll be different people.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of You Are Not Your Parents.
You ever thought about putting crown molding in here, by the way? Because you could. It'd be very easy to do, actually. Check this out. Have a look-see here. Is this central AC? It feels like AC, but it might be heat.
Tom, what do we say about diagnosing construction issues?
You know, if this is I think it's probably a central vent. Yep. I'll run that line for you.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Doors right over there.
A lot of fun.
Thank you.